pages of documents, tax returns, and everything else. And they have found nothing, which means I've proven to be one of the most honest and innocent people ever in our country. Larry knows that.
Attorney General Merrick Garland has appointed a special counsel in charge of investigating former President Trump, and as we all know, Donald Trump is running for president again. It's getting more and more likely that his re-election campaign will come while he is under federal indictment. Obviously, he's lashing out at these developments, but as usual, instead of acting as though he's innocent of the charges against him, he's done nothing but attack the proceedings as illegitimate.
Pages of documents, tax returns, and everything else. And they have found nothing, which means I've proven to be one of the most honest and innocent people ever in our country. Larry knows that.
Let's rewind and refresh for like the zillionth time about what exactly Trump is facing. There's two main investigations that are currently gathering steam. One is the more recent Justice Department probe into his mishandling of sensitive documents taken to Mar-a-Lago, and the second are surrounding his actions in the aftermath of losing the state of Georgia in the 2020 election. Last week, I covered that story from a different angle as Brad Raffensperger, the Georgia Secretary of State, who Trump pressured to find 11,000 votes for him. Raffensperger handily won re-election in the state. And now that Georgia is headed for a third Senate runoff in 2 years, all eyes are back on the state. The Hill is reporting that both of these investigations into Trump are not only gathering momentum, but it's very likely that they will result in charges against Trump. These two cases in particular are the ones likeliest to be bad news for Trump, as a spectrum of attorneys found, quote, robust cases of significant legal risk for the former president. The Brookings Institute released a statement saying that, quote, we conclude that Trump's post-election conduct in Georgia leaves him at substantial risk of possible state charges predicated on multiple crimes. And the DOJ is stating they have significant precedent to charge him. And this isn't even getting into the January 6th Commission and what repercussions that could have on his political career. But before the left celebrates in earnest, it's important to keep in mind that none of this, not an indictment, not even jail time, is likely to have any influence on whether Trump sticks in the race in 2024. In fact, I'd argue that Trump is at his sharpest and his fans at their most powerful when he is up against the power of the law and democracy. So while these charges are closing in on Trump, it's highly unlikely that any of this will stop him from running and probably being the GOP nominee in 2 years. And there's part of me that feels like only someone like Trump could run a powerful campaign from a literal jail cell. It's certainly not an optimistic take, but it's one that we should be prepared to face. Thanks so much for watching. You can follow me on all platforms at Caro Johnson 917.